Hey, what's going on, guys and gals? Welcome back for this week's episode of the Insider Gaming News Talk Show. I'm joined by Kid22 and House Endo this week. How's it going, guys?
Going all right, and I just want to say, hey, shout out to all you decent fathers out there, or positive role models. Happy Father's Day.
Oh yeah, happy Father's Day to everybody. Corey, you alive still? I think he's having audio issues for a second here.
Tutu, you having audio issues? You're mean mugging the crowd.
Is he muted? I don't even know.
Tutu.
Okay, well, anyway, we'll come back to it. This week, oh my god, lots of stuff with E3 coming on that's happened. And yeah, one of the big ones. Ooh, I'm going to say this one for a little bit later. This is a good one, though. I forgot about that one. Almost forgot about that one. So we'll do that this one here. Yeah. So we got a bunch of big conference news. Like, my god, like this, I think this E3 is actually the most packed one I think I've seen in a while. The last, at least compared to the last couple of years. We got a couple little like sprinkles of good stuff over like a lot of the conferences last year and the year before, but this year it just seemed like they couldn't cram any more into it, basically.
Yeah, I feel like I gotta eat a little bit of crow here, because before this E3, I talked a little shit. They need to change up their format. There was something for everybody, whether it be games, memes, drama. This E3 was full packed. You know what? Hands down. I'm sorry, E3. I thought you were dated, but you showed your relevancy.
Yeah. Like the companies actually came through this time and actually like really changed up their shows. I mean, Microsoft, we got exactly what we wanted in terms of Microsoft stuff. Like Nintendo with all actual release dates, which I know was a big thing for everybody. Like finally gave release dates for all the stuff that we were missing. Square Enix finally gave us a date for Final Fantasy VII, and then surprise, we're gonna do 8 too. Why as well throw that in there? And then yeah, Tam, welcome. Hope everything's going good.
Tam, always welcome. We're doing all
good.
right. There we go.
Yeah.
We got Tutu.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you guys. I don't know what happened, but I actually got to work the E3 show floor, and it was a great experience. It was a lot smaller than previous years. There was a lot more like empty space, which is, it was because of Sony's absence and Microsoft's absence. It was a little weird, but it was still a great show overall.
On the show floor itself, they were absent?
Yeah. Because Microsoft was in their own Microsoft Theater this year, and then like on the West Hall is weird because Nintendo took up literally like half of the whole entire like hall for the West side, and the other side was just a bunch of like small random indie titles. It was really,
that must have been
weird.
like Disneyland for you too.
Oh my god, dude! It was amazing. I have so many pictures and videos. I took a video of I think I deleted it by accident somehow. It was just crazy, but there was like they had an actual Pokemon stadium that they built like just for Pokemon, and I didn't get to play it, but they let people like walk inside and just like watch and take pictures and videos and stuff. It was amazing. They had like a fake crowd there too. It was so cool.
Oh man, that's awesome though. I want them. I want a new Pokemon Stadium so bad, but I hear that Sword and Shield's basically going to have a Pokemon Stadium style feature for the multiplayer like battles and stuff.
Yeah, I think that was kind of like what they were hyping up to. You know, they have those huge like Dynamax battles where you can make your Pokemon big, and pretty much like their whole showing was just that stadium kind of vibe, the stadium feel, and it was.
Yeah, and that's a game I feel like they've been lacking for a long time too with Stadium, because Stadium for N64, dude, was my jam. Like I would play the crap out of that.
And Tutu, since you're at the Nintendo side, I need to know: are they going to add a Netflix app? When's that coming? Did they announce that yet?
No, I thought it was funny because I thought they did when I was.
It's the only thing that's making me hold my $300. I swear.
the Netflix.
I could have swore they did already, didn't they?
No, they. I thought
they got
they
several
did,
games from Netflix shows.
Yeah, they announced like a Netflix game. At first, I was like, "Oh snap! Netflix Act is finally coming," but it was just the what was it? The
Dark Crystal.
Dark Crystal. Yeah.
Yeah, they got the prequel coming out soon on Netflix. So they're doing a 4X game. So if you're an XCOM fan or BattleTech fan and you like Gelflings, something's coming out for you.
And then they have Stranger Things 3, which looks pretty cool.
Dude, 2 weeks away or 2.5 weeks.
It comes out the same day as the show, which is July 4th, right? I want to say.
Yeah, July 4th. Yeah, it comes out.
I got really into I have dreams of electric sheep, so I've never gotten the Stranger Things proper. The Philip K. Dick series on Amazon Prime. I love it. Do androids dream of electric sheep? I've been watching that, so I gotta do Stranger Things. I know you guys are judging.
Yeah, you are behind, man. Oh, yeah. Yes. You should catch up. You know, now that Game of Thrones is gone, just catch up in time for season.
Well, I won't lie. I've had a crush on Winona Ryder since I was like 13 years old. So.
I mean, if that's the case, I mean, you're gonna see her in like panicking mom thing. I don't know if it's the best look for her for this one anyway. Or at least if you're.
Hey, I wouldn't mind her being the mom next door when I was a kid.
Oh, look at you! Look at you! Yeah, Tam. That's Black Mirror Bandersnatch is the name of that interactive.
Yeah.
That was actually fun.
That crazy.
That took me like 3 playthroughs to get through, like to finally like find all the endings, because there's like 30 endings for that, like if depending on how you do it, and they're all fantastic. To get on some of the first news of the day was Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. It didn't get bad reviews overall, which was good. Like a lot of people really liked it. It is basically like a new, Force Unleashed or something like that, which basically you're gonna play once or twice, and then you're gonna forget about it, which is kind of how I figured it was gonna go. No multiplayer, and the big thing is that you can't dismember people with your lightsaber, which still makes me sad. Like they do it in the movies all the time. Like why can you not do that? You don't have to make it gory. I mean, I imagine if you were gonna cut somebody with a lightsaber, it was just gonna automatically cauterize the wound right away.
The Darth Maul split.
Yeah.
The Darth Maul split.
Yeah.
George Lucas showed us what it looked like. No gore. You just fall apart, falling down an access shaft. Let's do it.
I feel like it's much more contained in the movies, though. There's specific scenes, whereas in the game you would be able to dismember people unlimitedly. Like that would potentially make it rated M. So,
well, I mean, I
can see that. It is disappointing, but I can see.
I think the prequels, did a pretty good job on showing the extent of limbs, because they had beheadings. They had limb cut off.
That's true too. Yeah, they did actually. I forgot about the beheadings too.
Yeah, it was like instant cauterization. So I think George Lucas set a pretty good precedent for how lightsaber wounds should look.
Yeah, like how you could do PG-13 lightsaber without making it bloody and gory.
But like, intense burning or scarring attacks, I can understand, because lightning would have to like burn flesh.
Yeah.
So that would get gory quick if they did like Sith attack damage. Like you actually saw the Emperor in slow motion get his face seared off.
Yeah,
I remember even that scene in Last Jedi. I know that's a
don't even get me started.
Controversial movie, but that scene in the throne room was pretty brutal. I remember watching that, but it was like a more contained scene.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah, the instant cauterization.
They did my boy Akbar so wrong, man.
Oh man.
I'm calamari, and like that's my home. That's my Wakanda. It's my calamari. You guys gotta understand.
It's awesome. But yeah, some of the other cool things that they were hearing is it's got a very big Dark Souls DNA.
I don't mean to cut you off, but just I know you're disappointed by the dismemberment, but from what I've heard, the game plays a lot better than it looks. Like a lot better than that. E3 showing that they did, from what I've heard so far.
Yeah, because they had behind closed doors playthroughs of it or something, right?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, that was bad. That would have been something I would have done, but yeah, I mean,
I
it's
hear
understandable.
that the lightsaber kind of fighting isn't too satisfying, but the most satisfying part about it is like the force powers, which is like really fulfilling.
That's a big
So
shoes to fill after Force Unleashed though, because
yeah,
like
so
that
I was just about to mention Force Unleashed. Those force powers, that was the shit in that game.
but they're all
That
offensive powers.
The
Like if you
entry
could,
level is Darth Vader just destroying Kashyyyk. You're just like, dude, forget your whole planet, bro.
yeah.
Yeah, I haven't heard anyone compare it to Force Unleashed, but I hope it's, you know, as good, at least from what I've heard about it.
Well, yeah, like it being like a standalone story, too, is it's hard not to compare it to Force Unleashed when it's just a standalone contained story. Like it's not a continuation of anything. It's just I don't even know if it's canon or not. Do we know if it's even canon?
Yeah, I think it was supposed to be canon, but that second one just kind of retconned it.
I can speak on this guy. I actually do read the comics and I know legend lore. They are basing Fallen Order is basically based off the Dark Horse Fire Carrier comics, which were, you know, Jedi's escaping in post Order 66 in the Rise of the Empire.
Mm-hmm.
So they're messing a little bit with Legends lore. That's why they're not going to be considering it probably
I thought
canon.
I thought they retconned Dark Horse
Legends,
though.
yes, they did.
Okay.
So they're bringing what's already retconned into this game. That's why its canon-ness is actually in dispute, because they're using some shit from Legends that they already retconned.
Nice. Well, I mean,
with
hey,
visuals from the new Disney.
So it may not be canon.
May not be, but Disney, you know, they don't really care about canon, so it might end up.
Well, they're supposed to be anything that EA is supposed to be doing with their license is supposed to be canon, and it's got to be approved by them. So hopefully, if it is canon related, then it's going to be in there.
They did say on the show that it was canon, but you know,
okay,
I don't know the validity of that according to Nintendo. But I remember on the show they said it was.
Well, when it comes to canon now in Star Wars, it's a lot more fluid because Lucas isn't in charge. There used to be a lot more strictness when it came to canon. Now Disney is just like, whatever brings them money, they'll bring back from Legends. Whatever it doesn't, they'll throw back out there. They don't know, like, just look at the current schedule of the movies. Okay, they just need to pick. They can't pick one director in one direction. They just do something different every time.
Yeah. Well, and they came back to JJ because the director who had done.
They do a franchise by committee. There's not actual people that are passionate and want to create something. There's a whole bunch of corporate dudes that are just like, how are we going to make money off this franchise we bought?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But sorry about the Disney rant. But
no, that's all good. Going on to the next big recap for one of the big ones is Xboxes. I feel like Xboxes next to Nintendo, I think, really stole the show with a lot of the release dates finally, and then a couple of the new releases they decided to do. Really, it was more about the release dates, although not much is coming this year in terms of most of the releases they gave out, aside of like the remasters that they launched immediately. But like Microsoft with all the big news they finally brought, and then of course doing the whole Keanu Reeves Cyberpunk 2077 stuff. Like Project Scarlet, like we're launching the next console year or generation next holiday season apparently. And I'm now
just don't get distracted by Keanu, guys.
No.
Get distracted, because you know what? When they bring out the celebrities, I'm a little concerned. I love they brought them out. I love that he's gonna be involved in the game, but CD Projekt Red, don't even try it, bro. We're watching.
Right. But the fact that we got a new Project Scarlet coming out, which is the new next gen Xbox, which I'm really excited about, which means now I'm not going to touch it. I'm not going to buy another Xbox until this one. Basically, I'm going to probably even get rid of some of my old ones before it gets too late. And then the next big thing is Halo Infinite launching as a launch title for Project Scarlet, which whatever is going to be named. I hope it's not something stupid like Xbox One XX, or something, or XXL, like something dumb.
Xbox 2000.
Yeah, right.
I was take it right back to the 90s with what they showed of Infinite. I had hoped and prayed we would see gameplay, especially considering it's coming out next year. But
I think we'll see it next E3.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely see it next.
We'll see demos and everything. I think next E3, and then then they're gonna run the betas and everything for that too. So that'll be a big thing. All the Halos have had betas, thankfully, so hopefully this one should too. But
Hopefully they take
I
place
like
of
the
that.
promising aspect of the console itself being 120 FPS minimum across everything. 240 for 1080p, which is going to be a big thing. Although I feel like 1080p should be close to dying out by that point because everybody's kind of really shifting to 4K content now.
Yeah.
Of course, with the Cyberpunk 2077 with Keanu Reeves was also one of my favorite things, especially you're
Dude,
breathtaking. You know,
yeah,
like that was just fucking fantastic.
You couldn't have written a better just showing for that whole segment. It was so.
Oh, I know, dude.
It was like a guy wearing a red shirt at BlizzCon. It was just epic.
Yeah,
it was amazing.
Yeah, that was fantastic. I mean, I love Keanu Reeves as it is, and then the fact that he just came out and just did an awesome fucking performance for this whole thing. Plus the finding out the fact that he has the second to most lines in the game next to the player. I'm like, so he's basically gonna be your guide the whole way through, I think.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. Like, I'm super excited for just that. Like,
Harrison
Cyberpunk
Ford,
already
Ryan
had me
Gosling.
sold before that, and now I'm just like, like April 2020 just can't get here soon enough now, basically.
Yeah, this
Dude,
is another.
Where's the Johnny Mnemonic memes? Where are they at? You
Right?
slacking gamers.
Dude, no, I'm loving all the memes of him being in games over the years. They're like, they're gonna make him sentient. All this is leading up to Keanu Reeves being sentient by 2050.
Yeah, the memes are like the best part too. It's so funny.
First AIs, Keanu Reeves.
Right? Keanu Reeves.
Everything that I'm hearing
Keanu Reeves
about
becomes
this
Skynet.
game- I know people are really afraid of the hype for this game, and it's understandable. But you know, everything that I'm hearing just is phenomenal about.
Yeah, everybody like all the stuff that the private demos and stuff, they were able to talk about him a little bit, but they couldn't say specifics.
Yeah, like,
everybody said that the gameplay they got was fantastic. Like they were super excited for just as what they got.
Yeah, from the people I've talked to, a lot of them have a lot of crossover with the Star Citizen crowd that got burned.
Oh
There's a lot of Star Citizen guys that got involved in 2077, and that's what's going on. These people are really concerned. Like, are they gonna get Chris Roberts again?
Oh, fuck, no, as long as
Like,
Chris Roberts is not involved,
we're already like
fine.
$20 million in with that fool, and like we don't even got like the first beta.
Yeah, everything's in alpha. Double Fine Productions joins Xbox Studios, which is kind of cool. It's the Psychonauts developers, which I actually thought they were already owned by them, so that was kind of a shocker to me. I no shit. I thought that they were already owned by them because they've only done exclusives for Xbox. Like, only have ever done Xbox.
Like one of those.
It's like, all right, you're making it official now. Like, we were Facebook, now we're Facebook official.
I bet you there's somebody involved in the deal that thought that was like, don't we already own these guys?
Yeah,
right. Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, wait, are you sure? Are you sure that's
probably would be me in the meeting? I'm like, I thought we already owned these guys.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
The more we keep seeing about Gears 5, I am super stoked for all those modes, the new modes that are coming out with Gears 5. Like, I know me and Tutu have been all excited about Gears over the years. And I even reinstalled Gears 4 just so I could play it now. Like, I want to go play some Horde mode. I want to do it. Get some, get on some escape room when that comes.
Yeah, 128 gigs, bro. I'm not feeling that shit.
Hey, it's beautiful though, and it's crossplay.
I just dealt with 76. Okay.
Oh my god. Oh.
76 started out as only 36 gigs, which is weird.
I got issues with 76, but
yeah.
There's so much news.
Yeah, real quick about 76. I'm just gonna say this. It feels like the Fallout 4 game they never finished.
Well, you know what it was supposed to be. It's not supposed to be a Fallout game. That was the point too. It was supposed to be a survival Fallout. It was supposed to be a survival Fallout without NPCs. Now they're bringing back NPCs.
It literally felt like when I was running around for those only 2 days I played this weekend, I literally felt like this was like Fallout 4 without the NPCs. Like, this game's half finished, and it's pissing me off because I actually like the concept of the responders. But that's another thing. You know, I was like, no, I want these people to be alive. I want to talk to these assholes and do stuff with them.
Dude, I spent an hour like creating my character. I go outside and my whole game crashes, and I have to
that was in the beginning, though, right?
My goddamn character, yes, but still,
I had the wood protectrons keep going into the hills, and then like communist robots just spawning on top of my head. I had to run for like a good 5 minutes to not get shot at.
That's funny. The new, going back to the Microsoft news, all the new Elite Controller Series 2, which also looks fantastic. I have like a first, like I think we talked about this last time. I've got the first gen Elite controller and I love it. It's my favorite controller I've ever owned.
I'm thinking about putting the money down for
And especially for fighting games, it's amazing. Racing games is even better. Like you get the extra. I only use one on the back of mine, surprisingly, but this is the one I use for racing games, and it's great. Like I love it. And the fact you could take them out, customize them, do the like me. I have the fighting D-pad on here, and then I mean everything is just you just pop it off and pop your new one in. Now the new one having the trigger controls is huge. Like these have trigger controls too, but not to that extent. And I'm just like, give me it. Like I want it now. So that's a huge thing. Phantasy Star Online 2, my god. Like we haven't seen Phantasy Star
I totally
1.
forgot about that, but yes,
Phantasy Star, we
I
have not
spaced
seen
about
that.
that game too.
We haven't seen that
wait,
since the first Xbox. Like the first Xbox was the one that had the first Phantasy Star Online when live service first dropped, like years and years ago now.
It was originally on the Dreamcast, right? I believe.
And it was offline then. So then they put
I
it
think
out.
it was online. Dreamcast, they had like a little. It was like one of the
Oh, was
first
it?
consoles. Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
It
That's
was
part of the
online.
reason. It's part of the reason why it failed is because they're doing everything too much. They had online play, but you only had like a few hundred people on if you're lucky.
Yeah.
Nobody could afford the damn thing.
Yeah, then Xbox released it with the Xbox original Xbox, and that was that was a lot. That was a big hit. Like they didn't turn the service off until about maybe 5 or 6 years ago too, like barely. Like they kept those on forever. It seemed like. What was the other big one? Tales of Arise, which I don't remember which that one was. The Bandai Namco game. Elden Ring, the Jar Jar Martin inspired one or written one.
Wait, yes. I still need to finish Sekiro, but I'm looking forward to this.
Right, Battletoads.
Yeah,
I'm still excited for Battletoads.
Yeah, and Battletoads. Okay, listen, I love Battletoads. I hate that art style though they're using. It looks like
dude.
Family Odd. I know.
Well, it's
Battletoads was
the same as the original, you know.
I haven't seen it yet, but I'll definitely make sure to check it out.
It looks like a fun game. It looks like a fun mobile game. But if you're putting Battletoads on a console, you gotta show them a little bit more respect, man.
It was on console, right? It's supposed to be on all.
Yeah. But but I'm saying the one they showed, it should be for a mobile game, in my opinion.
No,
I like the art style.
Yeah, I mean, I dig the art style. I'm fine with the art style.
I don't know, man. I'm thinking back to my original Battletoads. I'm looking at. I want my Battletoads to be a little bit more
goddamn jet ski
grittier, a little bit more
or that
defined,
that
a little
hover
bit more like
hover
Tekken.
bike. Yeah, the hover bike level on that is just brutal, fucking brutal.
It just looks a little too cartoony to me. I don't know.
Dude, the first one was cartoony. It's exactly what the original one was, just hyped up.
No, if you compare the original one back to the other ones, they all look cartoony back then to begin with.
Well, yeah.
But you could tell from the art style that they're going for a darker, grittier look. Like you could actually
a little bit, but not.
It was definitely a lot darker than Ninja Turtles.
Well, Ninja Turtles was always brighter than that one. Then I mean,
yeah, like all the other big popular games that have become like HD, shit now. They were all cartoony as shit when Battletoads was out. And Battletoads was trying to look gritty and being like hard as hell. You're getting skewered, your frog legs now. And I'm just saying it should be a little bit more brutal. And I don't hate the game. I just think that game should be more like a mobile port.
Yeah, I mean, maybe.
In my opinion.
I think the controls would be too hard.
I love Battletoads. I love that they're back. I hope some other studio gets the IP and do some cool shit. Like Ready Player One at this point.
It took them forever to get it out of Midway's clutches, basically.
Yeah, because
they still own the rights to them until they licensed it out finally.
Yeah.
Going on, Microsoft Flight Simulator is back, which is a big thing. They haven't made a new one in like over a decade. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot 2020, which I'm excited. Outer Worlds coming this year, October 25th, which actually was kind of a big news. I like that one. Bleeding Edge.
I like it too, but still waiting for the exclusive timer to end up.
Bleeding Edge, it looks fun. I feel like it's another Overwatch ripoff to some degree. Ori and the Will of the Wisps. I thought that was going to come out earlier. That was originally slated for 2019, wasn't it?
Yeah, it looks like they totally changed the art style. I think that's why it's taking longer, but it looks so beautiful.
Oh yeah. Minecraft Dungeons coming 2020.
It looks fun. I'm looking forward to that. It looks a lot of fun.
The one I was actually excited about because I'm a horror game junkie to some degree is Blair Witch. That's also coming.
Yes.
Oh, I know. Overwatch was a Titan thing, but I mean, even then, it's like Overwatch. The game thing is, it's Team Fortress 2 ripoff, essentially. Age of Empires 2, we got the definitive edition for that. Forza Horizon getting the Lego Champion thing. This one, I actually like. Me and Drunk Canadian were talking during like this presentation, and he's like, "Why is this a thing?" Like, I get Lego wants to expand out, but why in this? I'm just kind of like, I mean, it's cool and all. I guess you want to try to, go to another demographic, but at the same time, I'm like, but why? Like, you don't need to.
I think it's cool to have. Like, I actually think it's like a really cool announcement. I don't think they shouldn't have spent as much time on that announcement as they should have. It should have just been like a little side video, like, hey, there's a Lego update for Forza. It shouldn't have been like a whole blowout. Like, I thought that was unnecessary.
Yeah,
Lego's just trying to take over the world, man. Lego's a hive mind.
like doing it another Minecraft way.
I think it's like slowly just trying to take over everything till everybody just is just loyal to the Lego.
Yeah. Oh man. Spiritfarer looks really cool. Legend of White. State of Decay 2 is getting a new DLC, which is well overdue, I think, because that was supposed to come out a while back. The last big final like piece of like what really made the Microsoft conference was the Xbox Game Pass that's coming to PC. That's in beta right now for the app. The downside of it, which is what I'm facing right now, is I have to have the latest Windows 1903 update, and it's not ready for my PC yet. So I have to wait to play the Games Pass for PC.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh no. So you could, I think you could like fast track it somehow, some way.
I did, yeah. They could force it. They could force it, but it can cause unexpected issues if it's not ready. So I was like, you know what? I'd rather not risk it. I need to stream still. I'll wait for it. I'm like, if it gets too long, then I could contact support and they'll just give me a free month. But I asked him if that was an option. Then we, of course, the last but not least, we've got the Halo Reach. What is it called? The beta coming out, open beta coming out later on this month or next month, I believe.
This month.
Is this month? Yeah, it's like the next week or two, right? Yeah. They didn't put an exact date. They're saying they're gonna let us know soon. So that was cool. A lot of cool stuff there. I didn't watch Bethesda. Did you guys watch Bethesda?
Yeah, I saw Bethesda.
One of you guys take Bethesda. See, I mean, the one I saw was Ghostwire.
I just saw the meeting in the hallway with Elon Musk and saw how much smaller Todd Howard was by him. Todd Howard looked like Bilbo Baggins next to Gandalf when he was standing next to Elon Musk. Everybody should go look up that photo. But that's as far as I know. I believe Tutu has the rest.
Yeah, hold on. Let me pull it up real.
Oh yeah, we got Ghostwire, which was the big one, I think.
Yeah, they started off with I believe Todd Howard coming out pretty much like, apologizing for 76. And then 76, Fallout 76 is getting they have a free weekend or a free week trial going on right now. You can hop in and play it for free
till tomorrow, I believe.
Till tomorrow, yeah, it ends tomorrow. And there's going to be new DLC, a big new DLC update, and the most notable thing is like that NPCs are coming to the game with full dialogue trees and a new main quest line coming this fall. They added a battle royale mode that's playable right now, even for free trial people. I haven't checked it out yet, but
I've heard it's really good.
That, or you heard it's really good?
I've heard it's actually really good.
Oh wait, what game was that? Sorry, I saw
76.
Fallout.
76.
I was playing 76. And
have you played the battle royale mode yet? The nuclear winter?
No, I have not, because I was just trying to figure out the mechanics and get the crafting down. Because the crafting is a little bit different than Fallout 4, and I need to get used to it and get my stuff together. Because also, I'm just gonna walk into there and be naked and blown up.
Right. Well, no, you don't use anything from your main game. It's just like a battle royale. You get dropped in, you find your stuff, you kill people.
Oh, okay. So it's legit battle royale. Okay, never mind. I might just jump in there tonight. And you know what? I'm gonna say this. I thought the whole like just push the talk thing would be crap. I won't lie. Besides my technical issues with the game, the community had me laughing my ass off in 70s.
Nice.
Like if I walked near somebody's camp and I didn't know it, like, what you want, son? Like, what's good, mom? Like, it's fun as shit. You just walking around, people just start yelling at you.
That's funny.
Yeah,
like somebody walked.
Seems like the best part of that game.
What you doing?
Somebody legit ran up on me last night and was like, "Bunk gang," and just like freaking dropped some stuff next to me and ran.
What the hell?
That's awesome.
I was like Bunk Kings and
I
Plus
really
76.
think like that game was really made for the survival aspect and RP aspect because like really with no NPCs there, it's full of RP opportunities like by the buttloads. But that's if they could support it. What was the other stuff? The Elder Scrolls Blades coming to Switch, which was kind of a cool thing. I don't know. I don't like making a mobile game on that. I just I don't. It doesn't appeal to me.
Whenever they port a mobile game to a console or a PC, it's always shit.
Yeah.
Always shit. They never work right. Like there was a great game. I'm a 40K fan, Warhammer 40K. They made a great Inquisitor game based off the Eisenhorn novels. It was originally a mobile game. They made a PC port, complete crap. They didn't even handle right. It was just It wasn't even point and click.
I like this Kotaku article. It was all like, ESO is getting a dungeon DLC adventure called Scalebreaker. The comment was, people seem pretty happy about this. Period.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay, guy. Such enthusiasm.
I like Kotaku because it's short and sweet. Like,
And then
Yeah,
Elder Scrolls
Kotaku still has a
Legends.
few good writers. They
And then Elder Scrolls Legends is getting a new expansion actually on June 27th, which is coming up here quick. They're hard at work at Elder Scrolls 6, but it's no news this year because they're working on Starbound. The Wolfenstein thing. Speaking of this,
yes.
fucking Wolfenstein almost had everybody like pissed off of the game, and they corrected it. So they're coming out. They got Wolfenstein Youngbloods. I think Youngblood's is the name of it, right?
Yeah, young.
And that's coming out here later this month, I believe, right? 2 weeks, next week or two.
26.
Yeah, or July 26th. Okay, so it's coming out next month. So they announced that they're doing microtransactions with cosmetics. Somebody slipped on their PR department and said cosmetics and weapon upgrades. And they came back and they're like, no, that's not what we meant. We said cosmetics only, but you can buy weapon upgrades with in-game currency to speed up your progression with in-game currency. But
See, I like that.
I don't know where the extent
Rob
is.
a Nazi, buy some new stuff. I'm for that.
But if you could buy in-game currency with microtransactions, then that's bad because then it becomes microtransactions to pay to win. It's a pay to win mechanic. I hope it's not that. We have to see when it comes out because now it was thrown out there in the wind at one point. Now I'm skeptical on it. I'm like, is this going to be a thing later? Something we're gonna have to worry about at some point.
Microtransactions of any kind, or it's just a gateway for them to start doing.
And the more that like these developers keep fucking trying to put microtransactions in, excuse my French, but the more they keep trying to shoehorn microtransactions in, the more I want this legislation to come through from all the governments banning shit like this, like loot boxes and stuff. Like you don't need it. Like I get it. I understand you guys want to make some money. Do it in a way of like releasing more content, releasing DLC packs, releasing a skin pack or something. Do it in a way where it's a one-time buy. You're not sitting there gambling money, essentially trying to get your skin that you want, like Overwatch does.
Silicon Valley just got too greedy, and now the government needs to step in, and we're all agreeing with it. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, nobody's happy.
I get like why some games have microtransactions, especially like multiplayer centric games. And even though Wolfenstein Youngblood has co-op, this is still like really weird to me, like as to why this game.
Well, yeah, why isn't it even needed? Like none of the previous ones needed it.
I'll tell you why, because these assholes got away with it for so long with MMOs. For over a decade now, pay to win's been a thing. And these other companies, like I think I said this a few months ago, they're seeing that and they're like, know what? We're gonna start doing that with all the games.
Yeah,
because these guys that play MMOs are willing to spend $30 to get a horse with feathers on it. Screw it, we'll give them some weapon upgrades and charge them $10. We'll give them 500 atoms.
Eve is like a multiplayer MMO centric game, so that like microtransactions for a game like Eve is cool, but for a game like Wolfenstein Youngblood, it just doesn't make sense.
Well, Eve has certain checks and balances to prevent it from getting crazy with pay to win. Like even with the skill injections that they added last year, they still put a cap on it, so you couldn't like just make a character, spend a bunch of dough,
and then they become more useless as you use them more too.
And there's also like there actually is a learning curve in Eve when it comes to ship piloting. So there's like checks and balances. But when you got games like Black Desert Online, WoW, stuff like that, it gets even crazier.
Oh, absolutely.
Because they intentionally don't put those mechanics in it to prevent it.
Yeah. So let's we gotta keep going because we got a lot of stuff to cover still.
Real quick, Deathloop is a new game they announced. It looks
Ooh.
incredible. It's like, yeah, it's from the team that Dishonored, and it's like you're in this loop where you have to constantly kill this other person. It seems like such a cool, crazy concept. And then they announced this other game called Ghostwire Tokyo. It's from the creators of The Evil Within.
That I'm excited for.
Yeah, it looks crazy good. Most notably, that lady that came out to present it, Ikumi Nakamura, is super cute, and I will buy anything she makes. She was like right up there next to Keanu as far as like the best presenters at E3.
Oh yeah,
I
absolutely.
love the charisma. I love their energy.
Yeah, she was.
Her creature just looked like, you know, one of the ghosts from The Grudge with an extra set of arms. You know, I read SCP articles, so maybe I have a higher bar, but you know,
Yeah.
I was like, cool. But her presentation though, her charisma, boom, 100%. Her stage presence, boom. I just wasn't like too crazy about her designs. I was like, those are good, and you can see the cultural, you know, basically Japanese horror, which I love. I love Japanese ghosts and demons. They have some of the craziest folklore when it comes to horror stories. We need more Japanese games based off that crap. We need that.
Oh, absolutely. Let's so we got PC Gamers, which was the next big one.
I feel like we can just skim through this.
This one will be skimmed because I'm just gonna go through the highlights. Evil Geniuses 2, I'm looking forward to. That's really fun. It's basically a base builder for an evil group. The gameplay for Vampire Masquerade Bloodlines 2, fucking top notch. I cannot wait for that game. The other big one, at least for me personally, Chivalry 2. We got Mordhau recently. I'm a huge, you know, like fan of all these like medieval fighting games, and they look like they're bringing big stuff there. I am not excited about them doing it to Epic Game Store because it's kind of screwing the Steam community that's put a bunch of money into their first game, because they also had the mod store and stuff like that to add in, like top curator made weapons and skins and stuff like that for their base weapons. So I feel like it's kind of screwing that community a bit because they're not going to be able to do that. The other one, Midnight Ghost Hunt, looked really fun.
Yes,
it was the
that's
prop
the
hunt.
most notable one for me. That seems like such a cool
4v4, like ghost hunters versus props to, you know, try to attack and kill each other. That was really fun. Mutant Year Zero getting a new DLC, that was big. Skimming through here, what was the other big one? Oh, that God, what's the name of this game? The one in the desert. Remnant from the Ashes, I think.
Oh, okay.
The one where they're like the crazy walker cars in the desert and grasslands. That looked really fun. I think that's that one. The problem is this article that Kotaku did is like all over the place.
It sounded like Iron Harvest for a second.
The what?
Yeah, I thought you were talking about Iron Harvest for a second. Then you talking about?
Is that what that was? Yeah. That's okay. Iron Harvest.
Yeah, because Iron Harvest is the diesel punk RTS game set in like alternate World War I when they have like.
Yeah, except it's not RTS.
It's like the movie Wild Wild West with Will Smith and Calvin Klein. Remember that giant walking spider shit? Imagine if that was just common.
Yeah.
And
the Shinamumi thing was big. Heroes Might and Magic 2 was big. Actually, I'll put this article in the chat because like I feel like there's so much here.
Yeah, they briefly showed off Terraria's last update. Yeah, the final update. Which I never played Terraria, but I definitely plan on hopping in there sometime soon. And then
I've always looked at it from a distance and never jumped in either. Too.
Yeah, same here. And they showed off Telling Lies, which I'm really looking forward to. It's it's like a if you played Horror Story, it's from the same creators as Horror Story, so it's pretty much like an interactive movie, pretty much that you're going.
Yeah, those are fun. I actually really like those. Like I did Late Shift and
I just got Late Shift actually.
Yeah, Late Shift was really good. The kind of trying to remember the one in the mine, the Russian mine or whatever. That one was also really good. This one actually is kind of surprising here was the Auto Chess coming to Epic Game Store. Auto Chess is derived from Dota, which is made by Valve. How does that make sense? Unless somebody else is making it.
Maybe Valve is buying Epic. Do it.
They buy them to kill their competition.
Just do it. Just buy Epic. Screw them. Just liquidate everything into your store.
The big Warframe update, actually, Tucci might actually have more details than most of us.
Yeah. It was very vague. I believe it's from Railjack, if you remember. It's like the big space combat thing that they showed off last year for the TennoCon event.
Yeah.
Basically, they renamed it to Warframe Empyrean. And there's going to be more info, of course, at TennoCon 2019. So yeah, that was pretty much it. It was just a teaser for the TennoCon, but pretty cool that it's coming sometime this year.
And see,
Yeah,
and I gotta say, I love how a lot of these games are able to be sustained. Well, a lot of these publishing houses are able to do their own things now. Actually, have their own content dedicated to their fans.
Yeah, I know. Even like Path of Exile, they're having their first con this year, which is really cool.
That's interesting. So going on to Ubisoft, which actually was probably one of my favorite ones, and then Tutu also could probably give a lot of detail on this because he worked the Ubisoft booth this year.
I was disappointed. It was one of your favorite.
Well, one of the games was one of my favorites. The Watchdog Legion was like up there.
God, yes.
Playing Granny and fucking up people, dude. Like,
okay, so it wasn't that Ubisoft was good. It's just they had one really good game.
They had a really good
and
game.
You were like, oh, yeah, blinders on, baby.
But no, the thing is they're actually, like, with all their game releases now, they're doing a fantastic job at making them a game for service or a live service game, and they're doing a great job at that. And I don't mind buying like a yearly or bi-yearly DLC pack for the game that you're playing that you're already like why make a sequel to a game when you've already got a good formula for it, right? So what was they doing? Watchdog Legion, it seems really cool. Gods and Monsters looks really fun.
From all that I've heard, like it plays phenomenally. It's almost like right up there next to Cyberpunk as far as like hype right now. And it looks so good.
Yeah, because you're not playing one character; you're playing all of the characters.
Yeah,
whatever you want.
But can Watch Dogs deliver? Do you guys believe?
I think
2 was really good. 2 was solid.
I remember the last Watch Dogs, man. They kind of flopped on us. It was like hype.
I don't know why it flopped, because it actually was solid. Like, it was really good.
Because people were disappointed with the first game. And
yeah.
That's exactly why it flopped.
Yeah.
Now 3 entries in. Hopefully, this one will be.
The other big one was the fact that it was coming to Google Stadia, which we're going to talk about Stadia a little bit. The Uplay Plus subscription service also seems really cool.
This is a no-brainer. I love Ubisoft games, so it's just to pay $15 a month.
Dude,
like,
give me all the old Splinter Cells. I will play the shit out of the old Splinter Cell games.
Yes.
I am sad that there was no Splinter Cell news. Like, there was supposedly leaks about Splinter Cell coming, we didn't get it. Does somebody do something too sound? He sounds lower than before. No, he just was talking a little low on that last part. The roller derby game looks really fun. I did not get to try it during the little alpha they had this week, which kind of upset
they
me.
made a roller derby game like for like Alita or like legit roller derby?
No, like legit roller derby. Like it's based off like rollerball roller derby.
Yeah, because I actually have roller derby in my town all the time.
Oh yeah, it's here
I love going to see those crazy chicks, man. They're
awesome. Rainbow Six Quarantine, which I was kind of lackluster on this announcement because it's just the game mode they released last year for Rainbow Six Siege. Like, I think it's cool. I didn't think there was enough there to justify its own game. Like, that was my biggest thing.
I think it can. I just think they definitely didn't show enough at all. They just showed like a little teaser, but I think it.
But I mean, that, like, of a teaser of a game mode we already got, 5 playable levels and everything else before. Like, that seems just really lame. I don't know. Like, I did that was the most lackluster announcement for me.
Maybe they're playing it safe. Maybe they're being lackluster on purpose.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to it, but I agree that the announcement, or what they showed of it was really disappointing.
Yeah, the Tom Clancy's Elite Squad for mobile seemed okay. The Division 2 content update, or what they're talking about going back to New York, that was really cool. I like that. I am a huge fan of Division 2. I finally hit World Tier 5. I'm fucking stoked. It's great.
I have to go plug in tonight so you can boost me.
Right.
Me too. Yeah, I'm down.
Assassin's Creed Odyssey got the story creator mode, which I think is a huge move for Odyssey. And I think it seems like Odyssey is going to be around for a bit now with that.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they still already have a year's content still left to deliver. They haven't even finished the whole season pass yet. So that's like, there's a ton of content for Odyssey, which has also been kind of like the daunting thing for me going back to it, because I feel like there's too much content to go through now. Oh my
God, yeah. I mean,
Assassin's Creed is just like one of those really weird franchises to me at this point. I don't know what the hell's going on.
What
do you mean by that?
because that's Creed. Well, you guys talking about Assassin's Creed Odyssey, right?
Yeah, so it's going through all the lore
Yeah,
of all the Greek
it's
lore,
so
Greek lore,
wide and
basically.
scope. It's like there's just so much going on that
I
I
think
don't
that
know. It's just
I think that
I
was
don't
that
know. It's just something
plan.
about the Assassin's Creed franchise. It's just been something hard for me to pin down about it.
Yeah, well, this one is like they're like going through Greek culture, so they're going through all like the mythos too, not just like the culture stuff, which we thought it was all going to be about originally.
Yeah,
Now they're doing like Atlantis, they're doing the Olympians, they're doing all this other stuff,
exactly.
which is
They're going
awesome.
all over the
Yeah, they're
place.
going all over it, but it's covering all of the Greek mythos.
A couple years ago, we were in colonial America finding about advanced spacefaring civilizations. Now we're fucking Atlantis and gods. Like I don't know. And you know, we got genetic memory. So like, if my great ancestor in the Middle East was an assassin, I want to predilection to an assassin. I don't know. There's some. I hate to use the term unironically, but there are some problematic aspects to the story.
Yeah.
It's like a side thing, isn't it? It's not like supposed to be like canon to the.
No, it's not supposed to be. It's not supposed to be. These are side things for this.
Yeah, like that's another thing too. It's like a side quest thing. It's like, yeah, we're just gonna go off and fuck around here. Like, I loved Black Flag. Like that was the shit.
The Black Flag was
like.
Now,
I'm
the
not
other
hating on
one-
Ubisoft when they do their side missions. They make it feel like the main quest. Okay, like
Yeah.
no issues with that.
This one, the other thing I don't know if they talked about it beforehand was Skull and Bones. We didn't see anything about Skull and Bones this C3,
Nope.
which was really weird.
Yeah, it got delayed again, so there was no presence for Skull and Bones whatsoever.
Which is weird because they had it playable at E3 last year, right?
I think yeah. I played it and it the ship mechanics were amazing. It was really like it was almost like a lot more ship like simulator than their previous efforts. But that's pretty much all there is to it. And I feel like they
Realize this probably.
with the rise of Sea of Thieves, they really wanted to go back and work on it some more.
And then Sea of Thieves is finally releasing content that's good now. Finally.
Yeah. Sea of Thieves kind of scared them. They're like, oh, let's work on it.
Adventure Time or Brawlhalla. That's a okay. And then this always the always sunny.
Adventure Time joined Brawlhalla.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
And then of course the Watchdog or not Watch Dogs, Ghost Recon Breakpoint that's coming out this fall with John Barenthal. And some people were like very lackluster this. I'm like, no, John Barenthal is playing John Barenthal. Like that's him. That's how he is.
Yeah.
Like the dude is straightforward, cut to the line, you know, and then he had his dog out, which was really cool. But I mean, like him being in Ghost Recon Breakpoint is exactly John Barenthal. Like he is like that kind of military thing, especially after playing Punisher. Like I think he was perfect for it.
I got to play a little bit of it too, and it felt so good. There's a gear system which I don't know how I feel about it yet. That's a lot like the Division. But
they had a gear system similar to that in the later parts of Wildlands.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And in PvP they have that in there too. So it's not new, but it's there. We got a lot of ground to cover. It's already 11:50. My God. Square Enix.
After this?
Actually, we're gonna cut. We covered
majority
most of the Nintendo
too.
stuff. We talked about a good chunk of the Nintendo stuff already, off and on. But the one thing we're gonna do this one and cut to this because this was bullshit. I think. So Square Enix. The biggest news was the Avengers game. The Avengers game, from everybody that has played it at the convention, was very, very unimpressed by it, and that worries me because it's the first good like. Oh, it's hard to hear too. I don't know why it would be hard to hear him. Here, I could crank him up a little bit.
I'm looking into that right now.
No, it might be actually just me because I actually had you turned down a while back.
Damn it, Tommy.
Yeah, that should be much better. Much better. Hopefully. Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, like the big Square Enix stuff with the Avengers, like even the trailer looked like, I mean, like the first meme that came out of this whole thing. I did not get to play Avengers was basically it just feels like a super dated game that, I mean, like the story was kind of mediocre, then nobody was really worried about the story, but the way it played and everything apparently was not very good. And
I like the story aspects to it, like the fact that Cap is gone and some years later they have to deal with like the aftermath. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean that part is pretty good.
Well, I think a lot of people are still a little sore with the ending of Endgame. I think it's because the franchise news direction that everybody's too happy about. So maybe it's a little too early for that.
One of the big ones was like one of the big memes is like, you idiot, you captured the stunt doubles because nobody looks like their characters. Like, and they have a lot of good source material to go off of. But like even Cap's costume was ridiculous looking.
Yeah, I don't know. I hope there's like a story purpose to it, because other than that, it's just like, why? Why is a super soldier wearing freaking riot?
And then the other one was, wait a minute, you guys aren't the real Avengers. The memes that came out of that part, it was just ridiculous too.
So from what I get from this is that we need to resurrect Stan Lee and give him a new pimp cane to just start whacking people.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah,
That's what we need. We just need to resurrect Stan Lee and just like give him like a cybernetic body. Just give him an Iron Man suit. We'll get our good games and movies back.
To me, I get the criticism against the characters, but of course, all that matters is how the game plays to me, or what matters most. And I'm really disheartened to hear that, a lot of people that played it aren't really too impressed by it, which is sad.
yeah. Well, and look what it's going to be coming up against. Like we got Marvel Ultimate Alliance coming out next month during Comic-Con. Like that already, I feel like is already going to put it under quite a bit. And they're far apart, but we'll have to see. It's made by Crystal Dynamics, not Rocksteady. I don't know if that's the problem.
No,
I don't know enough about Crystal Dynamics though.
Crystal solid. They did the Tomb Raider games recently, so they're solid. That's not the problem, but it's just whatever these journalists are saying about the gameplay mechanics. I haven't read the article personally yet, but yeah, it's still disappointing to.
Yeah. Is it
well,
by the way,
level design can still be awesome, but mechanics, I believe that'd be a separate team within Crystal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy VII finally got its date, which we talked about earlier. 8's coming, which I didn't understand. I mean, it's good, but I'm like, it was like one of the worst rated Final Fantasy.
People still want it. It's part of history too. It's part of that Final Fantasy history.
It still got overshadowed by people complaining about Tifa. So,
right?
Because Tifa looks like Tifa. Oh no!
Yeah, why are people complaining about that?
I don't know.
Some people are just getting outraged because the way Tifa looks. Because Tifa's always been Tifa. She's. It's kind of her thing. Her sex appeal is part of the character. It's what kind of why you had a whole bunch of kids obsessed with Final Fantasy VII to begin with.
Yeah. Some of the other big stuff was going on to Nintendo. Breath of the Wild's getting a sequel. Banjo-Kazooie's and Dragon Quest Heroes are coming to Smash Ultimate DLC, which is like okay, I guess. I was whatever on these heroes. Animal Crossing.
I thought you said you're okay on Banjo. I was about to be like, what?
No. I don't understand why he's there. It just seems like a dumb character to add to the game.
What, Banjo?
Yeah.
Banjo is like Nintendo history. Oh my god. Man.
Well,
yeah.
Okay, on that regard, yeah.
It was like the only game that you would listen to gibberish for 3 hours straight and not like want to break the screen. Like it had like probably one of the best storyline progressions of early Nintendo games. It was like the only game that had like a shit ton of stuff to collect, but it actually made sense to collect it. It wasn't just grab for no reason until they added cars in the final iteration.
For those
Banjo's like the unsung hero. Like he had like really great level design. He was just
I take that back. Yeah, he was actually really solid for that.
Yeah, for those like classic Nintendo platformers, Banjo is probably like right up there next to Mario, I would say, as far as the N64 kind of platform.
Exactly. I double what Tutu said. He was like the N64 Mario replacement. Like he was the only one that could compete with Mario in the Nintendo lineup for the N64.
Yeah.
Like you're playing Mario Kart, Mario Party, or you're playing Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah.
The only thing besides that was like Star Fox.
Yeah. My read was Final Fantasy VIII was a lesser effort for niche audience. FF7 was reanalyzing a piece of work for and 7 had a lot further to go, because I feel like 8 was a huge upgrade in terms of like graphics and everything too later. So I can definitely see that. Going on to the other one too. Animal Crossing got its March 2020 release date. I was actually saying this before the conference even started. I was like, if Nintendo comes out and they don't give a date for Animal Crossing, you're probably gonna have people.
Oh, that would have been horrible. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there would have been riots. I'm pretty sure.
Was
like an angry mob
God.
and like burnt down that side of the convention.
Dude, I could have seen that easily. The Link's Awakening remake also is coming out September 20th this year. Cadence of Hyrule is available this week, which I think people have already been playing, I think.
Yeah, I downloaded, haven't played it yet, but it looks
Some of the other big ones that I was really excited about was No More Heroes 3 coming out. Luigi's Mansion Luigi's Mansion 3 is gonna have a co-op mode.
Yeah.
And then Sword and Shield.
8 players too.
The big drama on Sword and Shield. You're not going to be able to get your past Pokemon, which a lot of people are apparently unhappy about.
Wait, really?
You can't get it from the Pokemon Bank. It's a whole new system.
Oh, Pokemon Home.
Yeah, so it's not gonna.
Yeah.
You can't get your Pokemon from that into Sword and Shield. You're not
But
gonna be able to do
transfer. You can transfer from Pokemon Bank to Pokemon Home. I'm not sure if that'll be a launch feature or not, but yeah.
it. Well,
you
that
should
that
be able
well,
to.
that's what
Right
the,
here,
the
people. 2-2 got your out.
that was the guy in your Discord was having the biggest problem with is because the Pokemon Bank is not going to work with Sword and Shield initially.
Well, yeah, because they have a new system.
Yeah, that's why I was like, they're coming out with something new, and it's also not just. And it's not just a new system; it's also transferring from all the stuff from Nintendo DS,
everything,
from
yeah.
DS all the way over
This
to
is gonna be
consoles
awesome,
now.
Yeah.
So like they're changing platforms, engines, everything else. So it's I imagine there's a lot more work
Yeah,
behind that.
they had to make a new system in order to do that. Of course.
Yeah, and technology wise, it made perfect sense. Witcher 3 coming to Switch, Resident Evil 5 and 6 coming to Switch.
Switcher.
Yeah, it's a lot of Switcher. A lot of big other stuff that was going on there. I can actually post this one in here because there's quite a bit
Yeah, a
of
lot
news.
of crazy stuff coming to Switch.
Oh, absolutely.
Switch is a
It's
super viable platform right now.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I am on this. I'll mention this again. Hey, if you guys didn't hear when we mentioned it earlier, go check out the trailer for the Dark Crystal game. It's actually pretty damn dope. Has some awesome stuff for Netflix, but looks pretty awesome. Pretty simple. I thought that was an awesome reveal that Nintendo did during this E3 launch. Because I usually highly tell people to avoid movie and TV show tie-ins. Because 90% of the time, they are absolute trash.
Right. Usually.
But this one, even though it barely showed me any gameplay, actually looks very, very promising the way they had. Like, I love 4X games, and the way the level design looks set up, it looked like it was really solid, like XCOM Battletech level.
And Legend of Mana, that was also the collections coming out soon, and they're also having the new Mana, Legend of Mana game that's coming out next year, I believe they said. Or it's coming soon. I can't remember if there was a release date on that one.
But I will say this, if you know how to mod, and you can go in the Stellaris or XCOM 2 and put Gelflings in there, I'd be really appreciative. I know you can do it because I have the Mass Effect mod. You can put all kinds of crazy shit in XCOM. I know you can. I need like 4 foot tall Gelflings.
Going on the next stuff because we're getting out of time here, but
oh, yeah, sorry.
It's one of the big games or big things that's happening in the news world, not just in terms of E3. Now, kind of moving away from that a little bit, is Riot Games is coming under investigation for very serious accusations brought to state investigators, and after they didn't provide sufficient enough evidence of things that the state wanted to see. Now they're under full investigation, which is really interesting to see and hear about because I think this is the first time in quite some time that we've ever heard of something like this happening.
Well, it's been a few months. A few months.
Well, I mean, like Riot's been under the point, but I mean, I'm talking about like the state actually coming to look at a game company doing it, which has not happened in quite some time. As far as I know.
It's good because and all these companies, whenever something like crazy breaks out like that, they always like do it internally, and I feel like, while that's cool, internal affairs, they work for the company, so so it's good that California is now stepping in to take that.
And me personally, when I hear about sexual harassment and stuff in the industry and stuff, my biggest thing I always harp on is don't go to HR, call the goddamn cops.
Yeah.
Contact the authorities.
Yeah,
don't
exactly.
Go to HR
because they work for the company.
Because somebody's making you feel that uncomfortable, whether you're male, female, whether they're male, female doing it to you, go to the police.
Yeah.
Okay. Because if your company fires you for that, you can sue them, people. Just so you know, there are laws to protect you from criminal persecution by your own boss. Go to the damn cops. Okay, I know the news.
We'll keep on that, but yeah, that's definitely understandable to be able to. You should be able to feel safe at work, and that's a workplace too. Like
exactly, you shouldn't feel pressured to keep it in house. If something really makes you fear for your safety, go to the proper authorities because they will investigate, and they don't care about your company's bottom line.
Yeah. The other, yeah, and Rumwaffle was bringing up a good point, was the big layoff at Amazon Game Studios during E3, which also was
Yeah,
really weird to hear about, and I don't know
yeah.
why. Like, I don't understand why that was a thing, because I thought they were pumping money into it to bring out all their new games that they're supposed to be coming out with here soon, and that was really a surprise, to be honest. I didn't understand that one. I'm like, why they don't have any games that are released yet? So they have New World, Crucible, and a few other games that are coming out. Like, what happened?
Well, Amazon is, you gotta remember, Amazon, Jeff Bezos is a lot like Elon Musk. He likes to do a lot of the work himself. So this guy's making a lot of harebrained decisions on the fly without, getting like a council of people. Like, I love Elon and I like Mr. Bezos, but they're billionaires that have direct executive control and they make some dumb decisions. He probably thought he could save a couple bucks and cut that division down. That's what Jeff Bezos does. He's a very hands-on CEO of his company. So he probably was like, yeah, we can cut waste here, cut waste there, cut waste there. Oh, this game division, we don't really need that much. We could probably outsource the few people we have partnerships with. That's what Amazon's doing too. They have a lot of partnerships with game studios,
Well, yeah,
stuff like that. So they're probably just like, we'll outsource. We'll be a publishing house more likely, because that's what Amazon likes to do. They like to publish,
oh,
put their name
absolutely.
on stuff.
The other, going on some of
Come
this
out with 3
other,
original games, then become a publishing house. As
I
long as
don't
those
know.
3 games look
I don't
good,
know if
they
they
look
come.
evergreen, they run
I don't
right.
think they want to become a full publishing house. I think they want to help with building games.
I mean, yeah, the issue with Amazon to me is that they like to try and have their hand into every like little thing or every new thing or popular thing that comes out, and that becomes problematic when you don't like have the resources really, or I mean, they have money, of course, but it's just like you can only focus on so much. You can't like focus on everything, and that's
No,
like what
no, and
Amazon
that, yeah, you definitely can't. And they're trying to be everywhere, everywhere,
Yeah,
and all the
exactly.
places all at once. It's just anywhere and everywhere all at once. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know why that happened, and I that really sucks for the people that started working there, because that was promised to be like all long-term projects. So that's definitely unfortunate. The other one that came, I think this came after E3, was the news that we're getting cross saves with Destiny 2, and a lot of people are really excited about that, especially the game's going free to play. You buy the expansion, you get just, you pay for just the expansions going forward, which is, not a bad idea, because you still get everything in the end. But their big announcement that it was coming to Stadia, but after, I believe it was after E3, it was announced that Destiny 2's Stadia crowd is consolidated to just Stadia for some reason. They're not going to be cross-plat with the other PC launchers, which doesn't make any sense. The only problem, the confusing part about this article that came in, because it's the only one I've seen so far about it.
Yeah, it just came out yesterday.
Yeah, it just came out yesterday. Is that it only talks about their ecosystem, and everybody's like, well, what's going to happen with all these other PC games that you're bringing to the service? Like, I think if you're going to already cut off audiences from playing with their friends on their, their base PC or Steam or whatever, I think it's going to create a big issue with that. Especially like Bungie is not like, they've got their own login service. Like, why would you even need to like, pigeonhole them into one department? Like, you're never going to get them to play with anybody, which automatically means that Destiny 2 on Stadia is probably not going to be a big thing.
No, it's
Aside
most
the
likely
fact,
you're gonna die.
yeah, on Stadia anyway.
Yeah, it's really sad because Stadia is such a cool, promising concept. Like I know people have their worries and issues, and of course, internet isn't up to par in a lot of places. But from what I've heard, especially during E3, like the Stadia build that they had during E3 was like really promising and really cool. So it is sad to hear that a game like as prominent as big as Destiny won't have crossplay, because it is going to be a really risky and new adventure for a lot of people getting into. A lot of people aren't going to have Stadia. A lot of people are going to be skeptical of Stadia. So it just sucks that at launch
And that
it's
kind of
just
goes hand in hand with
yeah,
that, right? Like Stadia itself is already being kind of skeptical. Everybody's very skeptical about it because they're not sure if they're going to be able to do it, right?
yeah, exactly.
Like, yeah, the test went well for the people who played it, but that was a very, very small percentage of gamers that got to play that. I mean, I know you got to experience it here. They did 25 meg internet connections at E3, trying to just showing you like, here's a very, very basic internet connection. This is what you could do on it. And a lot of that turned out really good, but if they're going to pigeonhole you like this, I don't know if it's going to be the best option for anybody at that point. And I
Yeah.
hope it's only, if it's only contained to just Destiny 2, that would make a lot of sense. Maybe that's just a technical problem with Destiny 2 that they need to work on in the future. But if it ends up being where like every game they release on it, especially multiplayer stuff, is going to do that, then there's no reason to play multiplayer games on that at all, basically.
Yeah, it kind of like diminishes my hype a lot with Stadia. And again, this is only for Destiny right now. We don't know if this is for all the other games, but yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to
Yeah.
keep an eye on that.
I really want to know what is it that is preventing it. Like, is it a choice by Bungie? Is it a choice by Stadia?
Or
is it
it's
like
probably-
an actual source code, or is there a source code issue?
I think
Sorry.
it's just a technical hurdle that they haven't come across yet, or be able to go over yet, because they don't
But
have
it
cross.
is a PC build of Destiny 2, if as far as I'm
Well, that's
concerned.
what I mean. But they're changing off of Blizzard's launcher, which is also going to change their login stuff here pretty soon, and then it's going to go to an in-house login. And I don't think it's probably literally just the hurdle with the difference in platform, because everybody's going to be on Steam otherwise come fall, right? Because they're taking it off of Battle.net, and then it's going to be on Steam. And now after that launches on Steam, then you're going to have the Stadia launch in November. So then I think it's just the time of all that. And it probably won't be ready initially, and it might be an update later, is my guess, especially if people rant and rave about it, or they just see that adoption for that is super bad. But that also sucks because, like we've been saying, like Stadia itself is a really cool thing. I'm looking forward to it personally.
Yeah, I almost pre-ordered that like deluxe edition, or the day one edition. Like, I was so sold on Stadia, but like this, I'm glad I didn't, because this is like really disappointing for me, like super disappointing to me. So
Yeah,
Like,
I'll wait and see.
I love new tech, especially when it comes to our beloved gaming. So I'm just more hands off just with Stadia. I'm
Yeah.
just sitting here watching. I'm not really getting too much invested into it. I don't know. I'm just in the bleachers with this whole Stadia.
I like the fact that if I don't want to sit at my PC, I could go and play on my TV and play the exact same games on my that.
me
So like
Yeah,
that
like
that
I
is
have
really
the
appealing to
Steam-
me.
Like I have the Steam link myself, and except for like recently, because it's been a pain in the ass to deal with. But I used to love that, just having my Steam
Yeah.
just go right
And
to
this
my
is just
TV.
like a high tech version of that. Basically, you just don't have to have your PC on. You just literally go and play it on another
Like-
device.
Like,
Yeah.
imagine playing Destiny, like you're away somewhere, you're at a hotel and playing Destiny and logging in to get your like dailies done and stuff like that. Like, that's so cool. It's such a cool concept, but the fact that you can't do it like with the PC audiences really sucks.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. But maybe that's also the purpose of the cross save. Like if you're gonna go and do cross save, which they didn't say that was excluded from Stadia. If that's becomes a thing, then they just want you to do that as like a mobile thing when you're going out and doing stuff, and you're just not going to be able to play with your friends in the process, which still is kind of like why.
Well, I can see like
Yeah.
if you like going out to cons and stuff, and you bring your Stadia with you, hook it up to the hotel TV, get everybody to log on there, because you
Yeah.
can have hotel parties.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's one thing. That's I just think of dumb shit like this. It's like, I don't know. I guess maybe you go to a con, you can get everybody on there in the hotel
Yeah.
room.
and
Play
then
through a couple-
yeah, I remember Waffle saying, yeah, I would totally be down to do that. Like go to even yesterday, I went up to visit friends yesterday up in Irvine. And I took my Switch with me because it was an easy thing to take with and plug in somewhere else. And I'm like, if I could do the same thing with Stadia and have an even bigger library of games to play, I'd be all down for that. But anyway, going on some of our last bit of news for this year, which we talked about Cyberpunk. So I think we're good with that one. The trouble with Avengers. Oh God. So I don't know if you guys heard about this. I'm pretty sure most of people have heard about this already. The Doctor Disrespect going into a bathroom.
Oh,
Now,
God,
out of all the dumb ideas I've heard and things I've heard streamers do in the last few years, this is probably the dumbest one. Like
yes.
they
I watched
specifically
the
don't
whole
put
thing. It's
cameras.
beyond dumb.
Like
I want to get him screened and see if he's diagnosed with some serious shit, dude. Like, I want to find out. I think he's high on the.
I don't
on the
think
spectrum.
it was his idea originally though.
No, I mean,
It was the cameraman trying to be a smartass and
Yeah.
going with him, and he's like, because at first he's like, "Are you gonna come in?" And he's like, he looked at him like, "Is that a thing?" And then he just followed him in, and I was like, "Oh God, he's really doing this. Oh God, this is bad."
Listen. No, that was all bullshit. on Dr. Disrespect. He planned that shit. Okay,
I
there's no
mean,
way in
I
hell.
don't think he
There's
planned
no. He did this 100% intentionally.
it still had to
That
be
was the
winged,
that was
though.
the no. I watched the whole video. That whole you're following me was the most like I'm just saying this so for plausible deniability. That's why he got banned because somebody at Twitch knew that was bullshit too. No, because that's his camera dude. Okay, the camera dude doesn't have his
And
own
that's
free
new.
will.
He actually hasn't had that
and
camera dude before, because this is like the first IRL thing he's done recently.
Okay, but any camera guy, listen, I'm no professional camera guy, okay? But if I'm filming somebody, and that's my job to film them, they'll be like, hey, I'm gonna go take a shit, turn off the camera. I just turn off the camera. I'm not like, oh no, dude, this is my program, my camera. I'm gonna watch you take a shit. No.
Or he just wait outside, like
Yeah.
Yeah, like no, that was 100% planned. He told that guy to follow him.
And then I
He
do
told
like
that guy to follow him, and then he tried to put on his whole little act. He win the stall. He freaking had the guy film people taking the leak. That was
yes,
Dr.
and that's
Disrespect
exactly
trying to
why
get
like there's all kinds of laws in place to protect people in the restrooms, and that's
Yeah.
specifically why they don't put cameras in the fucking restrooms, especially when you're streaming out to 30 some odd thousand people at the at the time that he did it. Like, come on, dude.
I bet you that camera person knew that. But
Well,
guess
it was
what?
funny. And they both, Dr. Disrespect was banned. Both of him, the cameraman, and then the two entourage guys he had with him all got their passes revoked.
Yeah,
like less than an
life.
hour later.
For life, I believe they can't
Yep.
go to E3 ever again.
Yep, they can't go at all.
Yeah, because Dr. Disrespect got a big head. He thought he was too big. A couple of YouTube videos got made on him. A couple of BBs got shot at his house. So now he thinks he was Mr. Hot King shit. And now I could just go into the bathroom and just make a funny video. And we'll just meme it and just be, another weekend with Dr. Disrespect.
So does this follow along the same lines of like when you feel like you're becoming irrelevant and you have to do something dumb to get back into the limelight? Like kind of like we were talking about Zombie Unicorn earlier, doing the same shit, like doing some silly stuff, like like some of that stuff she was doing was a little weird and out of line, at least out of character. Well, not out of character, but out of nowhere again.
Yeah, it was purely hypocritical.
Yeah, and it is out of nowhere. Like we're not going to talk much about that one, but it's like the fact that comes to light when you feel like I guess it feels like they feel like they're becoming irrelevant, and then Dr. Disrespect doing the same thing. Like his last big real push was when he came back after he got banned, or not banned, but on break for a month, I think it was, and he came back and had like a huge resurgence.
He's had a rough couple of years because that whole like Blockbuster video game championship shit got blown out of the goddamn water because the actual champion showed up with his actual awards, so he didn't win that shit.
Yeah,
like he's been proven as a fraud. He's been proven as just a freaking middle-aged guy. He's been shown to just be a complete ass across the board, and he's just been trying to get a rise. And he thought he could get away with this. He thought he was meme royalty, if you will, and thought he could just get away with it. Oh, Dr. Disrespect did a thing.
I honestly don't think it was planned, personally.
I think it was on a whim idea, and they're just like,
okay, let me clarify this. I do not think he went to E3 like I'm gonna go have my guy record me taking a dump and record some people taking a piss. I think he was in there. I saw pictures of people giving him shit and actual other streamers like chewing into him and like laying him out. And I think he was feeling a little bit down on himself. He was going by the bathroom. He's like, hey, let's do a funny thing. This will be funny. This will cheer me up.
I think that's really what it came down to. It's like it was like a spur of the moment dumb idea.
Planned as in all of 5 minutes prior to do it.
Exactly. That's what I mean.
That's what I mean by planned.
Yeah,
like premeditated. I'm gonna go in here. I'm gonna go in the third stall from the right.
Well, because he only started the camera like 10 minutes before that too. So it's not like it was on long, and then he's like, oh yeah, we're gonna go across here. Let's play this out. It was dumb.
Yeah, I forget who it was, but like I saw a picture of a couple of other streamers like jumping into his ass.
Oh yeah,
shooting his ass for stuff he's done. So what I think is like he got his ego a little bumped. Like I've gone to arguments with fellow streamers and stuff on panels, and had a little felt a little down for a few days afterwards because intense shit. And done some dumb stuff. I've gone to Renaissance Fair, bought a couple swords. Done some stupid shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he just decided, hey, you know what? Turn the camera on. We're gonna have a little fun rap. We're gonna make a little skit to go put on my channel that I could probably put in my clips for commercials and shit. And no, you got yourself banned like an idiot.
Yeah. It's kind of like a closing out for today. We're running over time a bit, but massive.
I didn't mean to steamroll you there. My bad.
Wait. Since we're already here, is it okay if I talk about the games I played during E3?
Oh,
yeah, definitely. Tell us, bro. What you do. I want.
So I got to work real quick. I'll probably take like 5-30 more than 5
You're
minutes. But I
fine,
got to
man.
work with Ubisoft, hosting. I hosted the Rainbow Six booth for Ubisoft, and it was. I wish it was quarantine, but it was just Rainbow Six Siege. It was like the new operators that people got to play, and the new revamped cafe map that people came up to the booth and played. It was funny because I actually saw Disrespect walking by our booth, and he was talking. The camera dude was following him.
For
He
who?
was
Dr.
talking
Disrespect?
about Dr. Disrespect. And he was talking
Dude,
about
he's a
like,
big dude in person though. Like
oh
I was
my
even
God,
tripping.
Yeah,
he's
He's
he's like
huge.
tall.
what? He's like 6'2", 6'3" or something.
No, he's like 6'6" or 6'7". He's
Yeah,
tall.
he's
he
fucking
has
Like,
to.
tall.
He
I'm
was
6
almost
foot.
like 7 feet. I know
Like
he's not, but
I'm 6 foot and he towers over me quite a bit.
Okay, yeah, and I'm the same height as you, so yeah.
Yeah, like I mean,
But-
he's like a good shoulder ahead of me. Like he's at
Yeah,
least
'cause I'm
six,
eye to eye
6'5",
with you,
6'6".
so
Yeah.
yeah, definitely.
But yeah, during my downtime, during breaks, like I always look out for opportunities, things to play, of course. And I got to play some of the THQ Nordic games. I got to play the remake for Destroy All Humans, which is really
Ooh,
fun.
we didn't
please,
talk
tell-
about that.
yeah.
Oh,
Tell
that's
me, bro.
such a good
Tell me.
one.
I fucking love that. That game
Yeah.
got me into doing memes,
Yes,
dog.
it's-
Okay, I love it.
It feels great. It feels like a modern just take on Destroy All Humans. And what's really cool is they kept the original like audio track. So like all the original dialogue and everything is still like intact and in there. And
You update
I
the
played.
political humor.
Well, everything is still in there. I played through like the opening farm level. And it was so fun, just like in like the like telekinesis, like lifting up cows, lifting up people is just so cool. I never played the game originally, so I can't like compare it, but it definitely felt like great. It felt awesome. And I got to play the Darksiders Genesis, which was
That one I
like,
wasn't all that excited about overall.
yeah, I was excited about because I love Diablo. I love Diablo style games. Like those are
Yeah, I
just-
like Darksiders
yeah.
too. I thought it was a strong franchise. How'd that
Baldur's
play, man?
Gate. We didn't talk about Baldur's Gate, but Baldur's Gate is one I'm really
Oh
excited
yeah.
for.
It was disappointing, sadly. I was disappointed by Genesis.
Aw.
It wasn't like too many like RPG elements to it. There was like a few abilities that you could swap from and choose. You do like level up and stuff. But it just like the gameplay wasn't really satisfying. I felt like you killed enemies too quickly. I don't know if it was like an easy build they had or whatever. And there's like parkour elements that just felt kind of like filler and weird and out of place.
Kind
There's
of like our previous discussions on Darksiders
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
And fucking filler content. Like, oh my
Yeah.
god, that pisses me off about the Darksiders series.
So sadly, I was disappointed by that. I did play a little bit of Ghost Recon Breakpoint. Like I said, it's really good.
Now
Gear
we
system.
didn't
a
see
little
anything from
worrisome.
THQ Nordic, did we? Like we don't. They're not at E3, are they?
Well,
THQ Nordic?
they're at E3, but they didn't have like a. Like, what do you mean by that?
like Biomutant. We still haven't gotten a release date for Biomutant and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
Biomutant was there too. I didn't play it though. But there are a lot of people there.
Dude, so I have a
few.
feeling like once that game comes out, like I think that's a game for you, man. Like it is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Like you go,
No,
like
man,
you play the little like I want to say it's a chipmunk or something, like an oversized chipmunk. And then you go and there's a bubble machine. You could literally shoot yourself off in a bubble, and when you get enemies, you could roll over them over the enemies, and they capture on the bubble.
Wait.
And then you blow it up.
Hold on, is this a video game or an
Yeah.
episode of Chip and Dale?
No,
Rescue?
dude.
Man, what the fuck are you talking?
Dude, no, it's like super serious, like post-apocalyptic, like big monsters, creatures, everything. Like your boss that you fight in the demo is like this giant big blue monster with like big chomping teeth and everything, and the thing's like the size of a building. But it's totally something I could see THQ playing. Like absolutely.
Okay, I'm definitely
I wish I could have played that one over Darksiders, because I was disappointed by that. But it played Ghost Recon Breakpoint. Really good, really awesome.
I'm looking forward to that actually. I want to go back and play Wildlands just to catch up with that.
Yeah.
How was the ballistic controls in Ghost Recon? Like you got like actual like drop off. You actually got to lead the shot. Like
From what I played, it just felt a lot smoother than Wildlands did. Just like in the gunplay was a lot more refined. The movement was a lot more refined, a lot more smoother. So I'm really looking forward to it. Yeah, and I got to play Marvel Ultimate Alliance. 3. I
Ooh.
played that just yeah.
I'm excited for
It's-
that, dude. I pre-ordered it. I actually just created my
Yeah.
Amazon copy the other day, and I was like, yes, give me it.
Yes. It's I don't think it's like nothing, it's not like extraordinary, of course. It's not like, it's gonna be mind blowing. It's pretty much what you expect, and it's a fun kick-ass co-op game, through and through.
Well, that's what made it what you wanted, right? Because you just got
Yeah.
like what you really wanted was to play as your favorite hero, doing whatever you wanted in the game.
Yeah,
And then that's
exactly.
what Ultimate Alliance 1 and 2 is great for that.
Yeah, and it's cool because like there's certain points where you can like swap between heroes and choose whoever. And there are like moments where you can like combo your abilities together,
Oh,
which is
dude.
really, really cool.
That was
Yeah,
a 2 feature, like a later 2 feature.
yeah. And God, what else? There's something else about that game. Oh, there's like kind of like light RPG mechanics to it. I didn't really get to go into it during the session that I played, but like the guy that was there was just telling us about like the RPG stuff. Like you collect like fragments of the Infinity Stones that kind of like boost your character's stats and stuff like that, which is really cool. And lastly, I got to play Borderlands 3.
Oh yeah, buddy.
Oh!
So that was actually okay. So now we're going back a little bit on this. I'm going to backtrack a little bit. That got announced for Stadia also,
Oh God.
and the fact that it's not exclusive to Epic at that time. It's coming out the same time. As soon as Stadia launches, it comes out 2 months after it's released. So I'm like, but we're not getting it on Steam until the spring.
Yeah, it's really weird.
I really
I
want to play
wonder if
Borderlands, but
that's gonna
I
be-
still don't know if I want to make the jump to play it in Epic, because I really kind of want it on Steam.
Listen, this is my stance, okay? Unless I get it from Humble Bundle or I get it from like buying a new graphics card or some shit, I do not use Epic for any game. I only have one game on Epic, and it's because I bought a new motherboard. No, it's because I bought a new processor. Because I got AMD processor, I got World War Z.
Oh, that's a fantastic game too. That's
Only
such a
game.
good game.
Only game
We'll
I
have
have
to
on
play
Epic.
that. We'll have to play that because me and Tutu got it too.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
definitely. We'll definitely play it. I got it. I got the game code, my new AMD.
It's got new
processor.
content too. It just got a new level and new characters.
But that's literally the only game I have on Epic. Like I said, I like the look of Satisfactory, but I don't want to fuck with Epic.
Yeah.
And
I
I'm
feel
a
you
dude.
there.
I love games like Factorio, and that's HD Factorio.
Basically.
Going back to Borderlands 3, I'm the type of gamer I love. Like I'm loving this era we're in, where these these live service games, these co-op games are coming out and being like super prominent, like Destiny, the Division, stuff like that. Borderlands was one where I always wasn't too keen on for some reason, but it's weird because it's a game that always spoke to me, but I just never resonated with it. So I was like curious about Borderlands 3, and like I was so damn impressed.
Have some Jack
by
collection, get it for
Borderlands
$5 so you can play 2.
3.
Catch up with the whole
have
collection.
to. Yeah, I need to play through it. But it's another game where it's like the movement just feels like super modern, so fluid. Like you can like slide now, and there's like an auto jump feature. You could like take cover behind things. And like I played the Siren character, and she's so dope. She can like put out like hologram projections of herself and like shoot lightning and crap like that. Like her abilities are so cool, and it's just so dope. I can't wait for Borderlands 3. I'm really looking forward to it.
Nice.
Yeah, I initially avoided Borderlands when I was younger just because the art style was kind of jarring, like the motion comic.
Yeah.
It looks
But
beautiful now, especially with
I got into
the
Borderlands
upgraded
2,
graphics.
and I kicked myself in the ass.
Oh, dude, it's so good.
Because it handled beautifully. It really was.
But-
Very, very well done.
Yeah, we're definitely out of time for today, but my God, there was so much to talk about today.
Yeah. We no show last week. E3, like I said, E3, man. It was games, memes, and drama all in spades.
Yep.
Like,
Definitely twice as exciting as last year's show, that's for sure, it seems like.
damn. And you know what? I bet a lot of people are pretty happy they got rid of a toxic member of the streaming community from E3. So
Right.
I bet there's people doing their victory laps right now.
Yep. Alrighty, guys and gals, thank you all so much for joining us. If you guys haven't checked out all the fantastic streamers here on INN and FatBTV, definitely do so. I think we're going to be seeing a Tutu return here soon,
Yeah,
right?
I've been on a hiatus for a bit because of school, but now I'm on my summer vacation, so I'm all set and ready to go. I will announce a date soon. I'm probably looking into like next weekend when I start streaming again. But yeah, I'll let you guys know. Stay tuned. And, you know,
All right.
I'll
Keep
be
an eye
on my own channel, and I'll be on Fat B.
and keep an eye on Fat B for me, because this week I'll be popping my head in too. I finally finished building my new PC, so I'm ready to roll.
Woohoo!
Nice.
Party time. Alrighty, guys and gals, thank you all so much for joining us today, and until next time, see you later.
Don't pay for the permit. I don't care if you buy a permit. Do you know how little I actually care if you have a
Yeah,
permit?
do our best.
Complaining about the fact that he received no support from that. I think Boat has some.
Yes, I
some
do.
leaks for us.
Oh, I got some leaks for you.
It's like simple shit like that. No, simple shit like that. If he can't answer that publicly,
I need to break in because I need more original every week. That's a goal.
Do you really actually get paid for
oh.
that? Because you deserve money for that last one. That
I'm
was a
gonna-
fucking
Not enough
thing
drinks.
set up.